Welcome to A Tale of Two Sawmills, a story of death, deceit, and deception. Let's start in January of 2012 when a lumber mill by Burns Lake exploded. 3 months later, another sawmill, this time in Prince George, followed suit. In total, 4 died and dozens were injured. How could this happen? Workers' Comp, or WorkSafe BC, as it's known here, is a government agency whose top mandate is the reduction of workplace injuries. These are their findings for what contributed to the explosions. In the end, both mills were fined for an amount of just under $2 million, largest fines ever handed out in BC. But the claims for the explosions ran into 8 digits. So what's really going on here? Independent media sources always have more info. Just my luck, there's even a coroner's inquest for these explosions. The findings were disturbing. Hampton Lumber, the majority owner with multiple mill locations, has previously had large wood dust explosions, but did not tell any of their mills of the risk. Extra shifts were added and existing shifts were extended from 8 to 10 hours. Concerns were met with bullying and intimidation from management. Ignorance and lack of safety awareness was intentionally instilled into workers, all to maximize production and profit. More lumber, more profit. Mainstream media, by focusing on just 1 or 2 lines, protect both sawmill and regulator by keeping the spotlight off of their woeful conduct and blatant negligence. But what about the public interest? We can probably predict now the kind of conversations that go on at these places.
Sir,
Oh, yeah.
me and the boys have been talking, and there's just way too many fires in the mill right now.
Too many fires? No more than normal. What's the problem?
I mean, we're getting pretty spread out on manpower, and it's getting hard to predict where the next one could be.
Stop worrying about all the things that could happen and start worrying about things that will happen. You either go and do your job, or I will find someone who can. Get your ass back to work.
All right.
Get out of here.
Recall, WorkSafe BC's #1 mandate is to prevent injuries and deaths. Does this line up with reality? Despite the commonly believed image of a neutral and administrative government agency concerned with workplace safety and fact-finding, evidence suggests a different model. A model that shows significant politicization with regards to public image and other self-interests, as well as the interests of the industries themselves. This political economy is mediated and maintained by the modern mass media. Here's a shortcut to see any organization's real priorities. This is WorkSafe BC's executive comp sheet. We have a CFO that's also a computer dude, a corporate relations marketer, an information controller, and a lawyer. Did any of these help at all to prevent the sawmill explosions or to provide justice after the fact? Where's the chief ethics officer? Of the 10 directors, just 1 represents occupational health and safety, and another, workers, supposedly their highest mandate. The rest, bean counters, industry reps, and spin doctors. This looks familiar. Our model fits. In a world where regulatory agencies work with and on behalf of the industries they are supposed to be monitoring, a world where directors and executives can reap all of the profits, but shoulder little or none of the risk or responsibility. Steinbeck's question comes to mind: who can we shoot? If only it were so simple. Actually, there is a way to stop this, but it takes time. Time that many lack because too few are asking the right questions. Even fewer try to get answers. Ask yourself, challenge yourself and others to answer, or even just to keep asking. Why do some companies get preferential treatment? Why doesn't any government agency seem to care that there's zero public discussion of these issues? For large companies, WorkSafe BC, and the media, it seems that the public is something to be controlled and subdued. Is this okay? For now, be sure to tell your friends and family, maybe even tell your colleagues. MPs and MLAs are supposed to listen too. It is time to say farewell. We wish you good fortune in the trials to come.